We begin with more than a dozen men behind bars facing federal charges as part of a joint operation to crack down on violent offenders in the Houston area. Thank you for joining us. I'm Keith Garvin.
And I'm Daniela Guzman. KPRC2's Bryce Newberry is live at the downtown federal courthouse with some new details about this big bust. Bryce?
Keith and Daniela, we've learned tonight from the FBI that more than 200 personnel, tactical teams from all across the state, came in and surrounded the homes of these 14 accused criminals, arresting them at 6 o'clock in the morning. For the second time in 2 months, the FBI announcing a group of arrests the special agent in charge of the Houston division says target violent crime.
For every criminal that we take off the streets, that's one less person being victimized.
Early Wednesday morning, FBI tactical teams helped arrest 14 men indicted for federal violations like drug trafficking and unlawful possession of a firearm.
Guns and drugs, they fuel violent crime.
Well, it seems like everything comes full circle, so if you guys don't understand what was basically going on, Gunna was indicted on a RICO charge or YSL, this and that, and essentially Gunna, what a lot of people think is he snitched to get out. Now, Sauce Walka went on a huge thing saying that, oh, Gunna's been a snitch. I called it a while ago. They got me thrown off my BET freestyle because I was dissing Gunna being a snitch, and then he made these videos essentially explaining that he'd rather FaceTime his daughter from prison than snitch. Well, almost 14 members of Sauce Walka's TSF in Houston, Texas have been indicted on a RICO charge. So far, he has not been arrested, but I'm not sure. I guess I'll give you an update if we know. So, more than a dozen men are behind bars and facing federal charges as part of a joint operation to crack down on violent offenders in the Houston area. A total of 14 men were jailed after being charged in various crimes, including drug trafficking, possession of Glock switch, and being a felon in possession of a firearm. The following suspects were taken into custody on Wednesday, and they named, well, the names, Sauce Walka's name isn't in this. FBI Houston Special Agent in Charge James Smith told KPRC2 that FBI tactical teams from around the state came in and more than 200 personnel were spread across the city. They surrounded the homes of accused criminals and arrested them around 6 a.m. on Wednesday. He also quoted to say, "For every criminal that we take off the streets, that's one less person being victimized." A federal grand jury returned the 11-count indictment on December 7th for federal violations including drug trafficking and unlawful possessions of a firearm. Guns and drugs, they're fuel violent crimes, Smith said. According to court records, several of the men have lengthy criminal histories in Harris County. So, I mean, I find it very interesting, mainly because I'm not gonna say it's karma because I don't really wish jail on anybody, but I feel like, bro, you gotta stand on what you say. You did all this. This man was on Instagram causing a whole storm, literally saying he'd rather he's saying he'd rather go to jail than, I'm just saying he had a lot of energy for Gunna, so we got to see if he's going to hold it for himself and keep himself accountable and his gang accountable. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that anyone in Sauce Walka's RICO charge, or well, not Sauce Walka's, but the TSF RICO charge are going to be singing like birds? Or do you think they're all like Sauce Walka? And they're going to FaceTime their daughter from jail for 20 years rather than snitch?